Okay, cool. All right, no problem. So real quick, let's start from the beginning. How did you and Anton meet?
So me and Anton met online. Anton reached out to me, sent me an email, told me that he would like to interview me. So that's how we met. We talked about what we will interview about, and that was that.
Okay. What made him reach out to do an interview though? Were you trending at the time or something?
So from what Anton told me, a lot of his I guess supporters or a lot of the people that watch him
Uh-huh.
liked my content, and they kept, emailing him because from what I know of Anton, they will email him if they see somebody online that they think is, interesting, or they want, Anton to talk to.
Okay, so he basically said the viewers had reached out to you. How many followers did you guys have at the time?
So at the time that Anton reached out, I probably had about maybe 20K on Instagram. And I had just, like, I've only been doing YouTube a year, a little over a year, maybe 15, 18 months. And
Mm-hmm.
at the time I had just started YouTube. So his followers probably know me from just, doing different commentations and being on different people's podcasts at the time.
Okay, okay. And how many years ago was this?
I've known Anton almost 2 years now.
Okay, okay.
Here we go. I don't know why she went on Tasha K. Tasha K said this sister Micca reached out to her. All right. Tasha said she did not reach out to Micca. Micca wanted to come up here and clear the air. So Tasha said, okay. The thing is, Tasha's not going to be so gracious. Like, as y'all can see, and when she started asking these questions like a damn detective, all right, so she can start getting you answering questions and then double back. Some people, be careful who y'all talking to. These people are professionals.
Amen. And Tasha is just that. Tasha said, why he reached out to you, when he reached out to you. Oh, he said, folks was emailing him about your content. Okay. How many subscribers you got? You see, you better continue to have the answers, because as soon as you tell folks that Anton's people reached out to him about your content and you got a lowly 1,200 subscribers, whoa, red flag. And I don't care how many, she got 20,000. I'm calling lies. I'm going to say, ain't nobody sit there and say, hey, Anton. No, don't nobody like Anton like that. Because Anton here, she got great content, bro. You might want to hear her up. Said no one ever. Anton, like we saw on that screen, and he has that in. He can tell that lie, and you can't prove him wrong. Evil genius.
Yeah, and Micca, this is the thing. She knows exactly what it is, and she knows what she was stepping into. At the end of the day, she is a beautiful woman. Beauty plays a lot into this. But I think she was a rapper or something, and she used to make music videos and stuff. And she has her own channel to her own right. But at the end of the day, you have to smarten up and just know exactly what it is, and stop acting like you don't know, like everything's so innocent. We can all see this from a mile away about what was about to happen. You're in this man's hotel room. You're spending time with him, going on dates, whether you're calling it that or not. You're a married woman. I don't know what her husband was thinking, allowing all this to go down, pulling up on this man every 2 days out of the week or whatever to do these filming, and getting paid a lot of money to do so. So at the end of the day, this is all wonky, and I think she just needs to hold herself accountable and just know that it was what it was. They were both married, whether he has the arrangements with his wife or not. I don't think she did. And so it just looks really bad. You're a married woman spending all this time with this man, and he's paying your way or whatever. It's not a good look.
What would lead them to believe? Because I know he had that big blowout with Corey Holcomb. I don't know if Corey mentioned your name or anything like that, but when it comes up, like you are coming up as Anton side chick. Now, I do want to put this out here. You are very attractive. You're very articulate. And I wouldn't want you around my husband. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna keep it above. No, please don't be disrespectful. I'm just saying.
I understand.
However, you heard Cam Newton. Cam Newton say he can't be around no beautiful women and it just be strictly friends. Okay? And a lot of men do think like that. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of want to understand like the nature of the relationship. Did you guys just start working together all the time and doing content together?
So once Anton reached out to me and I did the interview, he, found that, I was interested in different things as far as pop culture and politics, and that I knew a lot when it came to those two areas. So we decided to go ahead and work together. Anton had something that he was revamping at the time, which was his old channel that he had called Fight Club, and he wanted to turn it into something called After Hours. So that's where I started, which is called After Hours.
Okay, guys. Did you guys meet up to do any of these shows, or you just kind of worked virtually?
Most of it is virtual. I've probably been to Detroit about maybe 3 times, but most of it is virtual.
Okay.
If not all of it, probably about 98% of it.
Okay. Now, did you meet the wife?
Yes, I met her the first day I came out.
Okay. And she didn't mind y'all working together?
No, and to contrary of belief or popular belief, she's there 99.99% of the time. She's not a content creator, so she stays off camera.
Okay. Okay. So at the time on YouTube, you said you had about 20,000 followers.
Well, on Instagram, on YouTube, I had just started when I met Anton, so I probably had a little over 1,200 subs at the time. I was building my platform, but I was already, doing YouTube. And when Anton reached out to me, I already had motion on Instagram because of the entertainment that I was doing already and the news commentary that I was doing already.
Okay.
It's not the same, though. We ain't gonna sit here and act like it's the same. YouTube is its own beast. It is what it is. YouTube is its own, and it's gate kept for the most part. So shout out to me and Mr. Walker. We up here building as we flying and shadow banding on. We trying to break through. But if you really want to, like she tried, then you go to an Anton or one of these big dogs and you skip the lines, just like the damn nightclub. The pretty girls ain't gonna wait in line. They gonna walk to the front and to the bouncers, and they gonna let you in. And all the ugly guys like us gonna be like, hey, why we gotta stand here and wait to get in? But, they know folks.
There you go. Shout out. Shadow banning is very much real. Shout out to Sister Oluwa. They stopped sending y'all notifications. Why? Because we over here preaching the truth, growth, community against the status quo. But what example did I just make? If she got 1,200 subscribers, wouldn't nobody send Anton emails about her content? And lo and behold, I promise you I ain't seen this. How many YouTube subscribers she got? About 1,200. Ding, ding, ding. Anton liked what he saw, and he started pitching professional woo.
Yeah, and I think she definitely knew exactly what it was. She was using him also to get content or whatever, whether it turned into a sexual relationship or not, or whatever. What goes on with them is their own business or whatever. But I do think that she was well aware of what it was, and she was using her beauty and things to her advantage. And it is what it is. But she should just own it instead of coming up here splaining and just talking about it and stuff. Just take accountability for your role in this as well, because you definitely played a role and you fed into the things that he was selling you, and it was what it was.
Out to the brother Sean coming through, says, why allow optics that question loyalty? I'm lost. Well, shout out to brother Sean coming through with these good questions. I don't think Anton, the understanding he has with his wife, loyalty, they got understanding. As Micca just said, like, they don't care about the optics. She said Micca is there 99.9% of the time. Anton likes the optics, if you ask me, Sean. Good question, brother.
Hold on for a second. Now, Anton's wife is really gorgeous. She's very gorgeous. She's nice. I've spoken to her. However, when I look at you, you get a lot of DMs on Instagram.
I get quite a few, but I don't pay attention to them because at the end of the day, that's not why I'm on Instagram. So I see them, but
you see them. What do they say when they're DMing you? What kind of things do they?
Honestly, I don't really get into it because I can, you can see what they start off with. And anytime I've ever seen something, it's not nothing that's ever business. And that's really what my Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business.
Oh, should only be for business. That's part of the thing. I guess Tasha trying to get down to the brass tacks. I mean, I guess the proper answer may be to start off by saying I'm a married woman. So I'm not checking my DMs. I mean, strictly business, but she says mostly business, you know. I don't know.
Mostly. And some validation. That's all. Listen here. I'm just tired of hypocrisy. The truth shall set us all free. Say it's mostly business, but every now and again I like to post a little picture with my cheeks, being flattering, and I like some nice messages. Just say it. Just don't hide from it. Just say it.
Yeah, I love Tasha's journalism with this because, she's going to come in swinging here in a second, but she's, just creating the stage. She's setting the stage, asking her little questions here and there because, she has all the receipts in that phone. Tasha K has answers to all these questions. She's just trying to see what type of time Micca is on and if she is going to take any accountability. So it's going to get good here.
So they get left on red.
Okay, cool. And so you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically he leveraged his platform and gave you a following.
He definitely leveraged his platform. And he also was able to teach me how to use YouTube effectively because, I tell a lot of people, Anton has pretty much mastered YouTube. So when I did go out there, I pretty much studied Anton. I watched what he did. I watched how he talked to people on YouTube, how he talked to his following, his subs. And, I learned a lot.
Let me ask you a question. If you were ugly, have you ever thought about being ugly? Because you're not ugly. If you were ugly, do you think Anton would have leveraged this platform with you?
I really can't get into what I think Anton would have done, honestly. But
yes, you can.
I'm not unaware that I'm attractive or that people find me attractive. But what I know to be true is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work. And so I'm a very hard worker. I give, a lot of attention to detail. And if I work with somebody, they're going to see my value. And I really do think Anton really saw the value in what I did.
I mean, come on. Look at Tasha's side eye. Tasha just want, like Ebony just said, accountability and truth. Do you think if you were unattractive, looking like Precious, Anton would have tried to leverage you? You should have just said no. Thank God I don't look like that. Like, why sit here and play with it? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know what he would have did, maybe. I mean, who knows? I'm just a great content creator. And I think people just see my awesome content. They don't see all this voluptuousness and the beautifulness. I mean, I don't know.
No, you would not be up here if you did not look the part. Anton has taken one of the pages out of the dark side of Kevin Samuels' playbook, May Rest in Power. Kev said, you a big shot business guy, how Anton thinks he is. He said, if you want to maintain balance in your relationship, surround yourself with beautiful women. Kev said that. And it's a leverage thing. And for folks like Anton, who may not exactly meet a woman's hypergamous nature, Kev was saying, have some sisters around to show that you are desirable. It's toxic. But yes, if you didn't look good, you would not be around because you would not be feeding his ego. That's the fact.
Yeah, and just admit it. Pretty privilege, it is a thing. And I think if she just stood on that, the looks get you in the door. You can back it up. I don't know what her, what kind of a podcast or whatever that she has, but Anton wasn't checking for your content. He was checking for, for your behind. That's what it was. And she should just acknowledge that. And it is what it is because we all can see it from a mile away. So I don't even know why she's deflecting and dancing around the question. Just own up to it. It is what it is. This is a part of you. You are a good looking woman. Just know that is the reason why he hit you up in the first place. And then, you can have your content to back it up, but it is about your looks. And that's what he was contacting you for. And it is what it is. Just own it.
That's it. Definitely as far as the leveraging, like says one thing to be on somebody's panel, granted, don't really matter what you look like. You come up here like Precious if you can add value to the show one way or the other, but it's the leveraging, flying you out, take you to Corey Holcomb. The leveraging. He wouldn't have been flying you out if you look like Precious and all that. That's the leveraging Tasha's talking about.
Yeah, that part.
Okay, so were you doing this on Instagram at first before you did on YouTube, or like you were just making videos?
YouTube is because YouTube is actually different than what I was doing. So what I was doing was on TV. So here locally, I was on Fox 5. So I did the entertainment segment. I would talk with TMZ and we would talk about whatever the popular thing was. I also did a podcast out here in DC where we would talk to different celebrities, sports figures. I've had NFL coaches and all types of people, Wall Street people, just everybody that's pretty much trending we've had on that podcast. So I was already used to doing that. I just had never done it on YouTube. So once I started my podcast, that's when I started to do that.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out, because I notice a lot of smaller content creators, but they have to already be doing content in the same manner than which I'm doing it. Because I've helped a lot of content creators. I've scaled their platforms massively. I'm talking about, I'm taking content creators from 5,000 to 300,000, 200,000. Like I really do that. But but for you, I was just trying to figure out, like, because my platform is huge. And I was just trying to figure out, like, where did he actually see your talent? Because if you didn't have a YouTube presence, you were only on Instagram.
I was on television.
Okay, you're on television, but you're on television in DC, correct?
But I would put those on my social medias. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a man in Detroit on YouTube happened to catch your TV segments on your Instagram, and his viewers said that he should talk to you. And so he reached out to you via email.
Correct.
What?
His subscribers or his viewers sent him my content.
Well, what content were you making that was in line with what Anton is doing? Because Anton does
I'm in politics. So Anton has 3 different channels. Anton does, yeah.
Man, listen.
Stop lying.
Why you lying, ho?
Stop lying.
I know the time, ho.
Stop lying.
4G's what we slide.
Stop.
And that's the thing Tasha's getting to the bottom to. I guess that's why she checked her phone, because she like, there was no content. That's why she's getting dates. All right, when y'all start doing this? When that start? When did that start? And she on her page checking, and she like, there's no content predating these dates. There was no content here. You wasn't doing anything. And so she like, oh no, I was on radio. I was on TV on WQXP local. And it's like, oh, everybody, they seen you and they referred you. Yeah, they see me locally. And then, so I don't know, man.
Yes, you do. It didn't go down like that. So what do we have here? So Micca she could be simply telling Tasha what Anton told her. You see that? She like, okay, Tasha, maybe he didn't see my couple videos on local television. Maybe, but that's what he told me. So just say, but Micca don't want to say that. Like maybe he didn't. Because rightfully so, Tasha K letting this go. This ninja, nobody saw your content, and then droves was sending it to Anton like, hey, bruh, you got to get this business opportunity. She hot. No, didn't happen.
Right. And yes, Anton, he liked what he saw and he acted on it. As big of a simp as he is, it is what it is. Like you guys said, they want to surround themselves around beautiful women. You can tell he's been a lame his whole entire life before he even got some money. And, we just see it in his behavior, and even the way that he was talking about this whole entire situation. He is such a lame. But she's just acting very naive to the fact that it was about your looks. he wasn't checking for your content or whatever, and it is what it is. But just stop acting like she's making it worse by not acknowledging what the big elephant in the room, what we already know, and just acknowledge it and move on. But she's not. She's just dancing around it. And Tasha, she's gonna get her to dig deep, but just acknowledge what it is. It was your looks, and it's okay to say that. So
and her thing is she's trying to grow on YouTube. Y'all need to put some respect on this damn platform. Anybody, I don't care if you're on Instagram, Snapchats, Netflix, I don't care where you coming from. Put some respect on YouTube because it's not easy to grow. We done had Michelle Obama and them that came over here having a hard time. Anybody, it's not an easy thing. So she's sitting here like, nah, I've been popping. I just wasn't on YouTube. I had 20,000 on Instagram, which ain't nothing. All right. I was over here on TV on late night sports talk, and you trying to get motion on YouTube, and you knew Anton was the gatekeeper. Plain and simple. It was transactional. So whatever happened. We don't know.
There you go. YouTube is the gauntlet. There's no exceptions. This is it. This is prime time. Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, like Mr. X said, 20,000 subscribers on TikTok or whatever. You need to be in the hundreds of thousands to even come on, man.
Millions.
Yeah.
Hell, Kelly Kale got 1 million on TikTok.
Shout out to Kelly Kale.
Yeah, Anton does the Millionaire Morning Show, and that is usually in politics and popular culture, and that's pretty much what I do. What I was doing on Fox was pretty much popular culture and politics, and what I do on my own channel is exactly that.
Okay. So I'm looking at your profile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble.
Let's roll reverse for a second, because I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the viewers.
Okay.
If you saw somebody that looked like you with your husband, let me be real with it. If you saw someone that looked like you, and the content creator was married, would you assume that the reason he reached out is because you were talented, or is it because you were drop dead gorgeous?
No, in my line of work, there are tons of beautiful women that actually are talented and are actual go-getters. They do all types of work within entertainment and politics and being on television. So it's not oblivious that somebody, you can see that they're attractive, but at the end of the day, you gotta say, when you've been in this business a long time, when you look at different people's reels and when you look at, what they've done, I can see somebody's value outside of their beauty.
Okay. So have you ever been married before?
Yes, I'm married now.
You're married now?
Yes.
And before she get to that, I'm gonna stop because now it's about to snowball. I just wanted to get to that point before, because she's just hitting on her content. And like I said, I guess does the conservative. So she wants to be, I don't know, like Candace Owens or something. But not though, because she wears the MAGA hats. So she MAGA. She make America great again. She be riding the conservative train and all of that. And then I see y'all in the chat saying she's Cuban. And I thought Trump didn't like Cuba, but she from Cuba and she MAGA. Here we are.
Ain't no way. That's a technical foul egregious. I don't care. I have more conservative views, but as Black folks, we are not allowed to put on no damn MAGA hat. That is some coon buck dancing ish there. I don't care how much. Absolutely not. Make America great again. And you got, tell me when America was, give me the years when it was great. Don't do that. Don't. I guess only Kanye could get away with that madness.
Yeah, and while all this is going on, all these DMs were taking place, and she's talking about all the DMs that she gets that she doesn't read. Where is her husband during all this? And did she discuss these things with her husband? And why wasn't he being more protective of his wife, letting this simp come in and get in between him and his union? Like, what was being presented to him for him to allow this to happen. She's acting super green right now, like she doesn't even understand what's going on. It's okay to acknowledge the inevitable, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she just keeps dancing around it. And she's never going to learn if she doesn't acknowledge what took place and her role into it. She's never going to learn her lesson.
Tasha K just sitting there like man, just reading her, just so we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go.
Outside of their beauty.
Okay. So have you ever been married before?
Yes, I'm married now.
You're married now.
Yes.
You have a husband.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
I've been married pretty much all my life.
And your husband,
all my adult life, yes.
Okay, so your husband approves of your work relationship. I just followed you, by the way, on Instagram. Your husband approves of your work relationship with Anton?
Yes, my husband knows of every work relationship that I have, period, whether male or female.
Is your husband on your IG?
No, my IG is strictly for business. I don't put my personal life on my IG.
So you actually have a husband posting pictures like this. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, because the pictures you post are they're gorgeous, but they're kind of a little bit risque, a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. When I look at your profile, it's given more IG model than commentator. It's just my opinion.
So I have two profiles. One is just Pop Culture Micca, and the other one
is the one that I'm on. I'm on Pop Culture Micca.
And then the other one is Red Cup. So the Red Cup profile is just all my commentary, whether it's
That's just too much, man. I mean, we could just rewind it back. Tasha said, how long you been married? She said, all my life.
Fuck is you talking about?
We don't know. All my life, ninja. That's wild as hell. Nonetheless.
Listen, gotta give Micca some credit on her stoicism. That's it. She remains just even keel, calm demeanor. Even when she said married for her whole life, she ain't really getting flustered, huh? She cool. She ain't getting triggered. And Tasha K, started to get a little messy. She said, hey, I'm looking at your IG. These are some risque photos, Miss Commentator, professional commentator. Oh, I got 2 channels. It's okay. I got 2 channels.
Whatever it is about who her so-called husband is, she don't really like him. When you're proud to be with your husband or whatever, you're posting pictures and you are respecting him online and being proud to be his wife or whatever, and it just seems like he's kind of like something that she kind of pushes to the side and is more or less promoting herself and not so much her relationship or her marriage or union. And that's what's most unfortunate. I would be very offended if I was her husband. You're not about to hide me. I'm not no secret. You need to be proud that I gave you my last name, and where's the pride in that? So I'm just not seeing it. But again, she's just dancing around all of the questions. And Tasha, she's getting down to it and calling her out, because as a wife, you do need to be watching what you're posting online and different things like that. And that's probably why he contacted you in the first place, seeing some of those risky posts, because you are not presenting yourself as a wife. So
politics or something that I'm talking about with popular culture.
Okay. So why not? So is this the first time that you've ever talked about your husband? Or do people know that you're married?
To the public? Public? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you've never revealed that you've had a husband. This is the first time?
I never talk about it.
I guess what I'm trying to ask you is this going to be something that's probably going to shake the internet, is the fact that you're married and no one knew about it?
No, some people do know, and some people don't know. I just don't dive into it.
Okay.
So some people
do
know.
When you go to visit Anton, is your husband with you?
No.
Has he met Anton?
He has not met him in person.
Okay. And they're cool. Like they smoke cigars together. It's chill.
They haven't met in person.
So how do you know he approves of Anton? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, you're how long have you been married? How many years you say?
Yeah, Tasha trying to catch her up. He said they never met. So Tasha said, okay, so they cool. They smoke cigars. He said they never met. That's an old police. Tasha's giving like a police interrogation. Them the kind of questions they do. Hey, you got any explosives in the car? They ask you weird questions just to see your reaction. But nonetheless, when she was on that other interview that we covered with the one guy, she said her husband and Anton never met, nor have they ever texted or talked on the phone. But now she said they did. You know, they have communicated, but before, so we don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. They haven't met, but here on this interview, she stated that her husband has to sign off or agree to any of her interactions, man or woman. That's what she said. But they never met this rich man, Anton. That goes against male nature. Absolutely not. It ain't got nothing to be with insecure. You going and about to be alone with some rich man. It's just understanding women and men's nature. Like, and you ain't gonna meet them. Weird behavior.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be my wife, and you're just flying all around, getting flued out here and there to be with this man. Oh, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of questions for Anton if I am your husband. I want to know where my wife is going to be pulling up to, and what type of business dealings that you guys have going on. No, I'm gonna have a lot of questions when it comes to you getting flued out, and you're taking that time away from me. Another man doing this. So she's being very vague, and something doesn't seem right. I don't know what type of relationship they have or whatever, or obviously there's something going on as to why she is stepping out and doing what she's doing. But I would definitely question her intentions, as far as their union goes, because she doesn't seem very proud of it at all.
And my entire adult life.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't put that out.
Okay. Are you guys together or are you separated?
No, I'm together.
And you live in the same house?
Live in the same house.
You have kids?
I don't put that out as well.
I don't understand that, because I'm a married woman. I've been married 20 years. My husband was just talking to you on the phone there, like when you needed tech help. Why hide your marriage?
That's why I say it's wonky. It says wonky. You are not a celebrity. You are not a celebrity. You ain't Beyonce. All right, Grant. If you come up here on YouTube, there ain't too much protected, especially when you showing your face. You should have did a faceless channel. Only way you trying to move like you trying to move, you should have did a faceless channel, an AI channel, or something. You trying to come on camera and move in absolute secrecy. Are you married? Nobody knows if you married. They're not asking you to show your husband, but they should at least know the whole time you up here operating, like Tasha said, like a single woman. Your IG looks like a single woman's IG, but you married. How old are you? I don't answer that question. Granted, it's nefarious. You got any kids? I ain't answering that question. But you want to be on YouTube? You want people to dig on you, huh? So they say, Gavin, why she got answered? Don't come up here then. Or else this is what's going to happen when you come up here trying to hide stuff. Like say, nobody asking for pictures and stuff, but yeah, we tell you, yeah, we married. Yeah, we got children. I mean, that's the basis. Like, who are you? What the hell?
Thank you. We ain't asking your kids' name, their height. No. Do you have kids? That ain't about to expose you to anything. My goodness. I don't talk about that. Now you are giving.
If it does, if saying anything does expose you, you don't need to be up here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm so top secret that if I even say that I got a kid, we all in jeopardy. Not you being on the screen, but just you answering a yes or no question.
My point exactly. I agree.
Yeah, and this is her opportunity to be transparent. She's coming up here to explain herself. Tasha's asking just regular basic questions. How long have you been married? Do you have kids? You don't have to go in depth with it, but yeah, she's acting, like she's a celebrity. At the end of the day, we don't really care what you got going on. Is your husband, is he a little person? Does he have wide hips? We just want to know what you got going on, what's rocking at the house, because there's something about him, whether he's real or not, that you are not speaking on. And there's no reason to be this evasive. Just answer the questions. These are just basic questions about you. You're supposed to be explaining yourself. Explain your situation. Like, what was it, Corey Holcomb? He said, explain your husband, explain your family dynamics, what you got going on. It's time for you to speak up.
Life.
I don't hide.
You have kids?
I don't put that out as well.
I don't understand that, because I'm a married woman. I've been married 20 years. My husband was just talking to you on the phone there, like when you needed tech help. Why hide your marriage life?
I don't hide it. But here's the problem. I grew up in the internet era, and I understand how nasty people are, including what I'm going through right now. And I understand that people will use your family against you, especially in an area of content that I am in, which is politics. When people don't like what you say, people don't like what you do. When they can't get to you, they will get to somebody that you may love and that's around you. And so that is my way of protecting my family. I'm a content creator. I really don't have a problem with people who want to approach me. I don't want that to fall on my family, because they don't have anything to do with what I'm doing.
I get that. Like, you can post your husband and he not have any social media presence. Like, my husband doesn't have a social media presence. I have millions of followers. I get 100 billion views. Well, actually, I get a billion views a year. Okay.
Right. But mine deals in something that is very high up. And so
what does that have to do with anything? There's very high up people that have social media profiles.
It's the mere fact that you are showing your face on camera. So anybody can cross-reference it. It's what we're saying. Y'all are not top secret, like y'all live off the grid. So even if you don't say it, if somebody don't like you and they want to dox you, I'm sure there's probably thousands of people that know whatever information you're trying to think is secret, people know it already. So that's my point. You shouldn't even be up here. If you are that, I can't tell y'all. But if one of your ops just simply go in somebody's email like they've been doing, this is her husband, this is how old she is, they done put all your information out there because your face is out there. You can easily be cross-referenced.
I believe trying to hide, information like this just puts a target on it. Now people are curious. Instead of just saying yes or no and being done with it, saying yes or no to I have a child ain't gonna raise any suspicions. Okay, noted. But now you're like, I ain't gonna tell you. Now the experienced elite trolls, they are currently working now. Now they're gonna, like Mr. X said, they're gonna find out what you don't want them to find out, because welcome to YouTube, social media. This is the Coliseum. And I never thought about that, but you're right, Mr. X. If you want to come up here and you don't want anyone to know anything about you, it is 100% advised to do faceless content. Never show your face, ever. Matter of fact, don't show your face and get a voice, voice manipulator. Seriously, if you want to go that route.
Yeah, and this is her time to be relatable to an audience. Tasha's just asking her the basic questions, and it's okay. You don't have to go in depth about anything, but this is her time to be able to relate to the audience and the content that she thinks she has, and she's just not doing it. It's okay to have your privacy, but once you step up on YouTube and you do podcasts and everything, you're kind of already opening yourself up to that. So you can't just say, I don't want to talk about these things. This is a part of your life, and it should be something that you're proud of. Like, why wouldn't you be proud to say you have beautiful kids, or, you have a loving husband or whatever? There's nothing wrong with that. And you don't have to go in depth with it, but at least talk about it. Like, don't be so evasive. So yeah, she's tripping.
It actually will. I think the narrative of you being called a side chick or a mistress, he could have deaded that situation and been like, no, this ain't what that is. I know Anton, and been out. But the fact that you have to get up here and defend who you are to a man, and you're drop dead gorgeous, your profile, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not given. I don't think Anton saw your talent when he met you. I personally don't. As a woman first, And as a woman that grew up around men, I just don't see where he saw your talent. I see.
Tasha, wow. Tasha say ain't no talent. He saw, this ain't Ninja Turtles. This is ass. That's what Anton said. But nonetheless, I forgot what I was about to say. Go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, it reminds me of House Party. That was from House Party. Yeah, she knows exactly what type of time it is, and she's just acting like she doesn't know. Like, and Tasha, she's looking at her Instagram and stuff. There's nothing about those posts that Anton saw that was screaming about your content. It was about that hey, like Gavin was just saying, it was about your beauty and your booty, and it is what it is. That's not hard to acknowledge, except that there is a privilege that comes along with it. Nobody was really checking for your content at the end of the day. People like to look at something nice and look at something beautiful, when they turn on YouTube or whatever. And it is what it is. I don't know why she's not acknowledging it or acting like it is something that it's not. Like, just keep it real. This is your time to be transparent, and she's not doing it.
She can't. She is too afraid and paranoid of anything that looks like a smoking gun. So she just like, no, I'm not gonna talk about anything.
Have you gone to the other page as well?
So how long have you had this page? Did you have this page as long as you had Pop Culture Micca?
No, I've had Pop Culture Micca since I've been online. But
Okay.
once I started podcasting, I had the Red Cup.
Okay, but you had the Red Cup. It was the podcast after you met Anton, right? But you had the Red Cup. It was the podcast after you met Anton, right?
No, before. I was already podcasting.
Okay, and how poppin' was it? Because it's right now. If it's been 2 years, you only got 50K.
I've been podcasting for about 18 months. Mm-hmm.
So that was after you met Anton.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at the timeline.
You're looking at the timeline, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
What I'm saying is,
I was waiting for the
sure?
question. I was waiting for the question. I'm sorry.
Okay, the question is, did you have a Red Cup before or after you met Anton?
I had Red Cup before.
How poppin' was it? Because it only got 50K now 2 years later.
Correct. So I probably was sitting at like 1,200. About 1,200 subs.
Okay.
Which is what I stated when you asked me in the beginning. Yeah, I probably was sitting at 1,200 subs because I'm very new to YouTube.
So you're new, and this huge creator reaches out to you to say, I think you're talented. I want to help you and leverage it. Do you believe like men will help you for incentives? Have you ever been propositioned like that?
No.
You've never been propositioned by a man to help you for incentives?
No, because everything that I do up front has always been business. And when I feel that it's going,
you a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
Sounds good. Like you say, she called you, Tasha. She ain't about to paint herself in a bad light when she came up here to do damage control, and now you trying to pour poop on her. No, Tasha, ain't nobody ever prophesized for some coup de cata. She been married all her life. She only been with her husband, and she's awesome. What else you want to know?
She was, shout out to Micca. She said, I would not acknowledge a man's nature. She said, I won't even consider that goofy troll Anton came to me, in pursuit of, a chance at some cheeks, allegedly. Won't even consider it. It was all business because I'm professional. So he had to be professional. Shout out to Ben again under some daggone instruction.
Well, not only that, before that, she was in the music industry. So you done been around video producers. You've been in the studio with these guys. All right, you done worked TV. So you done been around all these men that normally prophesize for coup de cata, and they ain't never looked at you like that.
Listen here. I believe this Sister Micca is setting the precedence to a degree. She is claiming to be some married, more or less wholesome journalist up here. If it comes out that that this stuff is indeed lies. Shout out to today's show. Women lie, men lie, everybody lying. Like, this is going to just throw more doo-doo and viscera in the dating pool. It's making it worse.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Micca, this is the type of wife you don't want to have, because either she is lying through her teeth or she's just super, super game goofy. Like, you don't want a wife that thinks like this. Like, you have to be oblivious. Like, your man should be letting you know the game, teaching you about men and how men act, and operate, especially when you are a beautiful woman. And she's just not acknowledging the fact that exists, and it is a thing. And for her to sit there and say that she's never benefited from that, even just you going to the grocery store and men holding open doors for you, there's always a reason behind it. And so for her to just say that she doesn't benefit anything from that, or men don't want things from her, is a very just game goofy thing to say, because it's simply not true. And if she's that oblivious to to things like that, I wouldn't want her going out and seeing the world, because you don't know men, you don't understand their nature, and the fact that you're working with them, knowing that they want something from you. Her husband should have taught her better than this, for her to be acting. It's either a lie, or she just is acting like it doesn't exist, when it is indeed a thing. And you have to move around differently in this world and know what exists and what doesn't.
Somewhere else, I will remove myself from it.
I got something I want to talk to you about. So how is it that you had the red cup before, but when I scroll all the way down to your page, Anton is your guest? Is the first clips that come up, which tells
I had
me,
Anton as a guest.
okay, but he's your first guest on a podcast that you say you had before you.
He's my
met
first
him.
one-on-one.
Okay.
It's my first one-on-one interview. So I have live streams, I have videos, and I have one-on-one interviews. So I do one-on-ones.
See you too with Alvin Gray. I know him personally.
I've done Alvin Gray. I've done Chicago Flips Red. I've done Brexit. I've done Sheldon Daniels.
Okay.
I've done football coaches. I have plenty of people I've talked to. And like I said, I was on a podcast already called The Realist TV, which you can look up as well. And The Realist TV, we also did different types of celebrities that might be in this area and out of this area.
Did Anton take you to a basketball game and y'all?
Well, first of all, Micca.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
I mean, Micca, we never knew who you was. I don't know none of these names you just dropped. We never seen the podcast you was on. We seen you and Anton. I mean, except that was your introduction to the world. It is what it is. It's not such a bad thing. Anton ain't chopped liver, all right? Look, I was introduced by Anton. That's how y'all know me. Don't be like, I was on this one podcast. You never seen it? We used to be cooking. No, we didn't see it.
We are stuck at this point in the interview because Micca simply won't acknowledge there was a high probability that Anton reached out simply because he liked what he saw. Done. If she would just say, yes, possible, then we could go on. But you done gave Tasha K a bone and she ain't letting it go. She's like, no, you gonna fess up to this or we gonna keep digging. Good luck. Good luck, Micca.
Yeah, and what's wrong with acknowledging it? Okay, he put you on, he turned you on to viewers and taught you something. You were in on it too. He got something out of it, and so did you. So what's wrong with acknowledging that he put you on? There's nothing wrong with that. You can, could have had your own podcast or your own social media presence in your own right. But let's be clear, we wouldn't know who you are or anything that you have going on if it wasn't for him. So just acknowledge it and move on. Like, it's okay to do. There's nothing wrong with that. So
I'll sat courtside together.
I did go with Anton to a basketball game. Yes.
Alone?
What do you mean alone?
Alone.
Did you guys go together?
Yes, we went together. Anton had business dealings there already. So that's what he actually went for.
Okay. And so he went there and then you joined him courtside.
No. So Anton went there for business dealings. We probably sat on the side of the court for about 10, 15 minutes. After that, He's back talking to all the people he's talking to. You are in business. You absolutely understand that business dealings go on, not just in office spaces.
What kind of business dealings does Anton do that he got to do it courtside, though, is the question.
And she asked, shout out to y'all, like she said, she's trying to be dense. Granted, we was there for business. Did y'all go together? Yeah, we went together. We was there for business, just hey, Tasha said that y'all know what she mean. Did y'all drive into there in the same car? Which is yes. What car? Was y'all in the Porsche? The Anton took you to the game in the Porsche. That you courtside. We talked about this before. It's that D-boy. Count this money for me. We done had these comments. Like, quit playing with us, Bonquisha.
He was showing you how he lived. That's how you impress us, sister. He was showing you his standard of living, courtside at the game.
Yeah, I told y'all that private parking. He get to pull into the private parking. You going in through the back door. It's not a regular experience. All right, he go all that. You got to eat this.
People rightfully were assuming you was his woman. That's it. Come on, you get out this Porsche with this guy. Any man, woman, child, dog, cat, or parrot is going to assume that woman belongs to that man. And here's my question. Did you ever bring your husband into the room? I'm big on that. Come on, married folks. You out. Bring your significant other into the room. I'll be out and about. Somebody say, oh, I like this. Some sister give me a compliment. I'm going to find a way, and it's pretty easy to bring my wife into it. They'll say, oh, there you go. Oh, I love your hair. I say, oh, thank you. My wife, keep it up for me. Easy there every time. Bring your significant other into the room. Micca, did you do that as you was getting out the Porsche, as you was sitting courtside? Did you ever just say, hey, I'm going to take this picture for my husband? Did you ever bring him into the room and show respect to him? The answer is definitely no.
No, she didn't do it then, and she's not doing it now to represent her marriage, even with this conversation, because she's, being very secretive about everything. But she knew exactly what it was. She could have FaceTimed, her husband while being at that game or something. Like you said, Mr. Walker, she never brought him into the room. The level of disrespect to that man was at an all-time high. She's not acting or presenting herself as a wife. You shouldn't be going to basketball games. And I understand things can be business, but let's be clear. What type of business do you have with that man brushing his teeth in your hotel room? That is not business. Let's talk about that and why that man was in a hotel with you. That's already grounds for complete and utter disrespect. Regardless of whatever Anton has with his wife, you being that man's wife, you should not have been in that hotel with that man, waking up, you guys are doing panels and stuff together. He's walking around brushing his teeth. That's a very intimate thing to do. Any man that I'm around that's brushing his teeth, it's because we had, that's because we're together, or we just got done doing whatever we were doing. The things that were going on in those videos in that hotel room was completely unacceptable for somebody who has made vows with another person, and she needs to be called out for that.
Amen.
Man.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
It's not courtside. So you absolutely understand that these type of events or these type of places, golf courses, I guess some cases Atlanta, other places, but a lot of business dealings happen outside of offices.
I'm familiar with that. I used to, before I met my husband, I dated upper echelon men.
Correct.
And I was with them. And
Correct.
when I'm with them, they want eye candy and they pay my bills.
Okay, but Tasha, I can't be concerned about what Anton may or may not be thinking.
No, I'm not saying about Anton. I didn't say Anton.
Okay.
I said when these type of business dealings go down and these men are on the golf courses, they usually want eye candy. I didn't say Anton. So I'm familiar with what you're saying is because I dated upper echelon men and they took care of me. And I went everywhere with them when they did business, and they want an articulate pretty woman beside them that can help them to leverage more deals. So what I'm saying to you is, you're saying we probably sat courtside for 15 minutes, but do you know, like, I just don't understand why you would go to a basketball game with you being married and him being married and sit courtside together without the partners being
because
present.
it was already established that we would go there to his business dealings. And like I said, he already was doing business dealing with people that were there. And it does not hurt for me to be alone, especially if these are people that I can potentially do business with. I grew up very upper echelon here in Washington, D.C., and my parents were a part of the country clubs, and we went along a lot of times as children. So I've seen this over and over again. So
What does your husband think about you going courtside? What does your husband think about that?
Good question.
So my husband was absolutely fine with my picture because at the end of the day, everything that I do, my husband is aware of. I don't hide anything from my husband. This is my husband. So anything that I do, anything that I'm going to say, like this interview or anything else that I do, my husband is aware of.
Hold on.
Get her, Tasha.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Is it worth your reputation being tarnished online? You having to contact platforms such as myself to clear your name? Is you hanging with another man? We've never seen your husband. This is the first time we're hearing about it. Is this worth?
Good question. And the thing is, I mean, the ultimate form of damage control would be bringing your husband on the screen, I would imagine. But I guess, like y'all said, she said he top secret. I don't know, Secret Service or whatever. I don't know what the brother do, but he can't come on camera. This ain't his deal. So, but I don't know. Your wife, I don't know. It's wonky.
Yeah. My only question is, Anton and his wife, they got their situation established. Micca, Anton, and Anton's wife, whatever, if that's some type of triangle, whatever. My only question was that with the husband, because that's the only mystery. And I don't care what type of understanding you got. Men are men. There are boundaries that cannot be broken or changed. He could be comfortable. I can see it. Okay, he's very secure in who he is. He can be okay with her traveling, doing her thing. Okay. However, ain't no man comfortable with his woman being around another man that says that if a woman is around him, the box got to be available. That's the hard line I'm drawing. And it's my understanding that Anton is on record saying these things. So there's the disconnect. There you go. There's the question nobody answered, because that she can't dance around. Is your husband okay with you being around a man that says your box got to be available to him? Speak it to the mic.
Right. Yeah, that question right there. But with her being in the line of work that she is in, and just in general in life, you need to be aware of what men think, and how they're viewing you. You know, at the end of the day, men are, they're just trying to get it figured out, whether you are married or not, and they're going to try, whether they know you're in a relationship or not. Some will try, some will respect it, and it is what it is. But you cannot act like you're just unaware of his true intentions. You have to see things from that perspective, especially when you're going to be in the line of working with men and doing all that. I definitely don't think that he was aware of all that went on, especially with the conversations he's saying. Ain't no way that anybody is going to be saying that my wife's box is available to him based on a paycheck or working together. Absolutely not. There are things that husband did not know, things that she kept from him, and she's still trying to hide a lot of things. If I was him, I definitely would be. If he's not already looking into a divorce or whatever, you cannot have a wife that moves around like this and acts like she's so oblivious to men and the thought process, and especially with the type of line of work that she's in. No woman should even be thinking about this. You have to be always thinking two steps ahead, even in your professional or your personal life. And it just is what it is. Always be thinking about what men think. if you're going to be working with them or doing anything with men.
And she went out and said she don't care. So Tasha sort of asked her that, and she said, I don't care what he's thinking. I know what I'm here to do. So if I'm only here to work, but he wants to sleep with me, that ain't my problem, is what she's saying.
Maybe it ain't. It's your husband's problem, though, because the energy is wicked. You going around men you know want to sleep with you. They express it, and you keep going around them. He ain't changed. His thoughts still his thoughts.
Yeah, and you're entertaining that. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you know that this man wants to sleep with you and you're entertaining it. And by you pulling up, showing up to Detroit, going to these hotels with him, going to these events, flying out and doing shows and all that stuff, all that is showing that you are showing interest, whether you want to have sex with this man or not. But you are definitely not stopping it. You know this man wants to have sex with you, and you're not moving in a way that is presenting him otherwise, because you are acting as if you want those same things, whether you're acknowledging it or not. And that is not okay. Being, a married woman and entertaining this type of behavior is unacceptable.
Appreciate your tours 24/7. Says one thing a woman will protect more fiercely than her kids are her options. Uh-oh.
Yeah! Boom shakalaka!
Here we go.
Is you hanging with another man? We've never seen your husband. This is the first time we're hearing about it. Is this worth your reputation? You say DC is a very small town. I'm familiar with DC and a lot of the money that walks around DC. I know the people, especially the black people. There's not too many of them around there that make money like that. So they're gonna know you when you pop up on this platform. So what I'm saying is it worth your reputation to have to get out here and defend that you're not sleeping with him?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, like I said, everything that I've done with Anton has been all business dealings.
Before we started the call, your manager was on the phone with you.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that you had a manager.
Okay.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Because you have no movement.
Okay.
I didn't get a manager, my first manager, until like 200,000. And that was, you don't have any movement. So I'm just trying to figure out, you have a manager. That was a little taken aback for me, because I was like, you have absolutely, you're in spaces, but you don't have any movement. What I'm saying is, and I'm not speaking down on you, he said something to you that kind of raised my eyebrows. He said,
y'all missing it. All right. Like DJ Khaled said, she got potential. All right. He can see it. All right. She the best. We a movement. You don't see the potential, Tasha K. All right. They can see her name in bright lights. Ooh, Micca, conservative. Yeah, that sound good.
No, they don't. They see cheeks in the air. That's all they see. Shout to Tasha. That hurt, right? Truth can hurt sometimes. Tasha said, you ain't got no motion to have a manager. See? Is it worth it? Are you got enough motion where you can afford a manager? Tasha connecting dots. She's keep trying to drive the point home. Sister Micca, you really want to act like you are oblivious that folks are in your life, most likely trying to extract some kutakata up out you? Is that so difficult to even fathom? She like, nah, it's because I'm business minded. That's why they all here, because of my business. Tasha said your business got no motion. What's your next lie?
Yeah, Tasha got her with that one. I don't know who this manager is. Is it Anton? He's managing the Kudakata. He's managing all the things that you have going on, putting you on. Who is this manager? We need to see this ninja or whatever. Because we don't know when this manager was hired on or whatever. She's up under nobody's instruction except for Anton. She's not under her husband's, this so-called manager. She's got Anton talking to her. So she's
well Anton said that. You know, he said she is up under his covering. He said that on the live stream. He said Micca is under his covering. That's, all that.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is my wife or whatever, and she's talking about that she's under another ninja's instruction. Absolutely not. But maybe the husband was thinking, this dude is a simp. He's a lame. She ain't gonna be really checking for him just because he's lame. So maybe he really underestimated what money can do, and he pulled your wife, had her up in all these different red roof ends and had her in the hucklebuck. Who knows what went on? But the fact of the matter is your wife spent time with this man alone and doing God knows what, and it is what it is.
I was trying to see, because I'm assuming that Micca's manager is a guy. If it is, then yeah, it is. Because Paul, so I'm like, there you go. So it's a guy. If it was a woman, I would take back what I said. Micca, they fool you because of your booty, girl.
Remember what I told you, and you were like, I got it. What did he mean by that?
Well, first of all, this would be the first time that I would have to talk to someone to actually interview about anything that may be semi-personal or even my business dealings. So again, that's something that he has to talk to me about. And that's something that a manager does, especially a manager that absolutely knows the business, because my manager
don't tell me shit. He works for me.
Okay, well, my manager is very experienced. So again, if this is something that I'm doing for the first time, you talk to your client about what to expect, what is going on, and so forth.
Okay. So what did he tell you about me?
He didn't tell me anything about you. He told me what to expect on an interview.
Okay. All right.
Y'all trying to say that manager is Anton? Could be. Very experienced, like she said. All right. Could be Anton. Who knows? This is wonky.
Look, Tasha, keep getting her and gotcha moments. Tasha said, my manager don't tell me anything. Micca says, well, my manager is very experienced and they know things about this space. Tasha said, okay, what did Joe know-it-all manager that's so experienced tell you about me? What was the reason for that question? Because if her manager really was hip to this space, they should have been like preparing for court coming up here talking to Tasha. Yes, her man, let me tell you about Tasha K before you go up here. But Micca just said, my manager didn't tell me anything about you. You wrong answer, sister.
Same thing with Anton. That was my question. Like, did she really know who Anton was before she started doing business with him? A lot of people can be prisoners of the moment, but don't realize that Anton has reinvented himself 3 or 4 times since he's been up here on YouTube over the 10 years or whatever. So understand that, and you need to understand all the phases. And she didn't. She understood him in the moment. He got all million subscribers. He the hottest thing. I'm jumping on the wave. But you should have did your research. You understood the character you was getting in bed with.
Right, definitely. And even from the first DM or whatever, I truly believe that she knew exactly what it was and she fed into it. Whether it makes you look bad because you're married or not, you just have to acknowledge it and move on from it, because you definitely knew what was going on. You fed into it. You were going into it based on, wanting more exposure or whatever, but having the manager and stuff like that. I don't know if she's still connected with Anton right now or what their relationship is now, or even with this husband that she has, because there definitely need to have some conversations, and there needs to be boundaries and stuff when it comes to relationships, working relationships, and, within her own marriage or whatever. So, there's a lot of questions here that, maybe Tasha K will get to, but she definitely called her out about the manager thing. And baby, you don't have motion like that. And you don't have movement to be having managers and things like that. But she is definitely moving around.
Man.
Appreciate your brother, Tony Davis. Says, manager, playoffs, Tauntaun, that you? God. Shout out to the brother Sean. Appreciate you, brother. Says, what does integrity cost when tested? What does integrity cost you? Integrity can cost you fame and fortune.
Right.
Integrity can cost you all the shiny things that the devil will bring to your doorstep that you like. Yeah, that's what integrity will cost you. The bullish.
Right. And
Right,
right
which-
now it's costing her, her marriage. I'm sure her marriage is in jeopardy, and the way that she's moving, people kind of look at her in a different light. You're not like this, perfect little housewife or whatever, especially with the way that you're moving around with other men, doing things with other men that would be questionable in anyone's marriage or relationship. So yeah, you can lose your marriage.
And I was gonna say, Tasha asked her, why are you coming on my platform?
Right.
Like, if you want to be this secretive person, why would you come up here and risk it all? And that didn't compute with her. Like, you don't want nobody to know how old you is, stuff with your husband, do you got any kids, all this stuff. But you come on one, Tasha said, I get 1 billion views a year. She's letting you know, why would you come up here and think you're gonna be secret?
There's holes in her. Everything Micca is saying, she's just saying it monotone and stoic. So it kind of make it seem like she's kind of believable, but she's not.
Yeah, and especially look at the way she's not even looking at the camera, you guys. She's looking off for all of her answers. She's not even giving eye contact to Tasha. Tasha K is asking her the questions or whatever. She's not even giving Tasha K the eye contact, which goes to show that, she may be lying about a lot of the things that she's saying. Either she's reading from a script, maybe that manager or her PR, whoever is telling her what to say. But this is not a genuine conversation because she's not even giving Tasha K the decency of just eye contact. And she's been doing it this whole video.
Led to, my platform is big. And Micca, I've been doing this a long time.
Okay.
And I've dealt with a lot of personalities. And this is the first that I've heard of a woman being dragged across social media for being in some, I would consider as a wife. I don't know how Anton Daniel's wife do things, but I'm from the South. I don't give a damn how pretty you are. I don't give a damn if you're an ugly bitch. They hit an ugly bitch before they'll hit a pretty bitch any day, okay? Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is, this is the first time that I've seen a dynamic like this, and now you guys are doing business trips together. Your husband is nowhere near.
We do not do business trips together.
You said you guys met up, and he was in town for a basketball game.
No, what I said, no, ma'am. What I said was I went to Detroit. You said taking business trips together.
Is that not a business trip?
No, you said we took business trips together, and we never took.
Did you go to Detroit to see him for business?
I went to Detroit.
Okay, so that is, and then you guys went to a Detroit basketball game and sat courtside.
Correct.
Okay, and you did other things out together on a business trip, correct?
No. So from there, went right back to the studio.
And his wife didn't mind you going along to the game?
No, I told you, his wife understands his business dealings, and she's there 90% of the time, if not 999% of the time. She's just usually off camera.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
You only seen him a couple times. The wife is there all the time, but she's never there, according to you. She was not there at these games. She ain't there. She wasn't there when you was with the Corey Holcomb interview. What are you talking about? 99.999. Man.
You a liar.
That's a lie.
She wasn't there when you guys went back to the hotel room that's on camera, and you guys were in the room together, him brushing his teeth, you looking at him with what appeared to be sultry, intoxicated eyes, all very relaxed in a hotel room. And that's why she's so worried about how things sound. Yeah, that do sound wild. You going on business trips with another man, but that's what you did. And Tasha got to break it down bit by bit for you to accept it. Tasha said, okay, you won't take 100% of it, right? So let me give it to you in 25% increments. Did you go to Detroit with Anton? Did y'all go to a basketball game? Did y'all ride in the same car? God dang it, y'all went on a business trip together. She's like, no, we weren't together the whole time.
Yeah, but the fact that you were there, it was a business trip. And see, that she's not being genuine, man. It's just all cap. She's lying. She's not telling the truth. She's not taking any accountability, and she's not keeping it a buck. And Tasha's like, come on, man. This is the least that you can do for these questions. It was a business trip, and it is what it is. Why is she acting like it's not? Like, this is at this point, this is ridiculous.
But she wasn't with you that day at the game.
No, she was not.
Your husband could take another woman to a basketball game?
Tasha, we're not here to talk about my husband. We're here to talk about me.
I'm here to talk about your character.
Okay, well, my character is A1 because this is a woman. I've talked to his wife in person. She met me the first day I came out, and I can tell you that I have no
question. Can your husband take another woman that looks like you to a basketball game?
If my husband was doing business as I'm doing it, or as Anton is doing, or something that deals in that arena, yes, he just can't go to one. But again, Tasha, we're here to talk about me. My character, again, is A1 because I'm squared away with the wife.
I don't think you have a husband. I think that's a safe word for you.
No, well, Tasha, I'm sorry, you can think what you want to think, but I'm telling you the truth. I can't help what you think.
But because you don't move like a married woman.
Man. Shoulder ninja. You done backed yourself into a corner. You're going to have to sit down with Gail. You and your husband be up there with Gail King. Well, Gail, Anton never got none of these cheeks. Your husband will have to sit there like Will Smith when you telling them like, Jada, we was entangled. I was entangled. What the hell is an entanglement? You know, we was just hanging out entangled. Tell the truth.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Gail gonna be like, so Micca's husband, do you believe that Anton got those tender cheeks? Micca's husband like, not to my recollection. Oh, there's worse things than death. I promise you. That'd be one. To be a man, a husband, and let's be clear. An accomplished man. They got the attention of a woman like Micca. Yes. And for you got to sit up there with all your accomplishments, and you got to sit up there and try to convince the world that another man ain't sticking his meat in your woman. I'd rather go live under a tree stump. Like, I swear to goodness. Shout out to Tasha K. You're not moving like a married woman. I know for sure when my wife is out in public, you can all but smell me on my wife. You know she got a husband. Micca, you very much present single. I don't care nothing about that big old ring on your finger. I seen it. Nobody care. You don't seem like your husband got any type of credible hold on you. You don't like him. You won't bring him into the room. I ain't liking it. Not for him.
Right. Yeah. She now Tasha, she's getting down to the nitty gritty, and she's, calling her out. And as we've been doing already, you are not moving as a wife moves or whatever. And she's trying to paint this image of herself. And like Tasha K said, I'm questioning your character. I'm questioning, what you have going on in your relationship. We don't know what is going on with her husband, but we do know that she don't like him, because she's not acting like she does whatsoever. And again, you guys, she's not looking at Tasha K with any eye contact. And that, again, further goes to show that I think she's lying about a lot of what she's talking about.
There we go, man.
Okay, well, I understand what you think, Tasha, and I understand how you feel. But again, I am.
And the way you skated around that question,
no,
it's like every time you bring up the husband, you don't feel comfortable talking about it, and then you pick, coincidentally, after the internet has dragged you my platform, which is very big, to say that now you have this invisible husband that no one knows about.
A lot of people know about my husband. I'm from a small town, so a lot of people know about my husband. And
if there's a husband, I can find out about it. I can't do it right now, but I can. You do know that, right?
That's absolutely fine. But
I'm just
again,
telling you, if there's no husband, and you say that there's a husband, and maybe there's some issues with the husband, then I got to report because now you don't open up Pandora's box.
Tasha, there's no issue.
And here's the thing. There is an angle to it, but she just got to hold herself accountable and confess. Like, granted, as a married woman with kids or not, whatever, a married woman with kids, a mom, you're going to be looked at different. You can't sell the product you're trying to sell. And that goes for lots of people, like singers. And, you know, if you was an actress, a lot of people hide these facts because it can stop them from getting different roles or opportunities. So if she was up here presenting as a married woman with kids, it wouldn't have went over well. Anton wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing on his show and talking to her and saying some of the stuff he was saying. People would have looked at her differently. It just would have been a different allure. So there's a different allure of her being single. Now that's different. Now these ninjas in the room and it's different thoughts.
I like that. Very well said. That wraps it up in a nice bow, Mr. X. You a married woman, a wife, a mother even. You don't qualify to sell the product that you are choosing to sell, Micca. You want to be up here, have a social media where you can be provocative at times. You know, you move in a way where business-wise, it will benefit your business moves not to bring your husband into the room. You can't sell this product. I like the way that was said, Mr. X. Very well said. She won't acknowledge that. And she got the nerve to say, oh, I'm morally intact. I'm good. The wild statement, sister. That's like Tasha said, we up here questioning your character. That's heavy. We question your character, sister. I don't know one man that is marriage minded that will say, yeah, they will raise their hand and be treated like this. That says a lot. Not one.
Yeah, and I don't believe that she has a man. Like, what manager would allow, your client to come up here and not even defend her position? I think that she was a side chick or whatever, and now that things have come to surface, she doesn't like the fact that she's being considered a side chick to Anton or whatever. She utilized her beauty and her privilege, whether she wants to acknowledge it or not, to get the opportunities. We all know what it is. I know there's things that I've gotten in life because of my looks. And it is what it is. It's acknowledged, and I can back it up with other skills that I have, but I know it's the looks that get you in the door in the first place. She's not acknowledging that either. It is unfortunate. But just acknowledge what it is. She's not moving as a wife should. And Tasha K is calling her out for it, as she should. I think now she's having those regrets, but she's acting like she didn't do anything wrong. Regardless of whatever Anton thought of it, she was like, my intentions were already pure, but you're allowing all this stuff to go down right before your eyes, and you're supposed to be married. You should have shut all that ish down when it happened. If you were moving in such a way, but you are not, and it is apparent. This did nothing for her credibility with this interview, because she's not taking any accountability whatsoever.
With the husband, I've answered every question that you've asked, and I've answered it truthfully. I have a husband.
Do you think your relationship with Anton is deemed as publicly appropriate?
Yes. I've never done anything with Anton that has not been business.
And he's never propositioned you or flirted with you?
Absolutely not. He does not proposition me.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I wasn't going to come on here and just let you, say what you wanted to say. I had to pressure you a little bit.
I understand.
I'm just saying you wouldn't be around my nigga. I'm just gorgeous. I'm not insecure. You wouldn't, not with this. And we're going to make sure we put up a hole. You got a BBL or are you natural?
No, I am 100% natural.
Those your eyes too?
Everything.
Tasha, wow.
Everything that you see on my pages. Everything that you hold on.
Okay.
Let me answer. Everything that you see on my page is. However, if you want to talk about, do I wear contacts from time to time? Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, you don't move like a married woman. You I'm just saying. Like,
I understand what you are saying.
Tasha, like you said, wild as hell. Do you got a BBL? Tasha gonna ask you, no filter. Shout out to her. Tasha said, I'm looking at this Instagram. You keep telling me you married, but this Instagram right now, you up here looking like.
Nigga eat me out. I'm out here in Miami. Hey, looking for the hoochie daddy. Why the niggas that get ratchet? My son need a new pappy. Too many bitches. Where the niggas at? I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. Yeah. I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. Yeah. You know the dreadheads do the best. I like a nigga with a stretch. Yeah.
Tasha K said, I don't know. Is this Pound Town Shorty or what?
That's heavy. That is heavy, man. Is it worth it? Is out here chasing bags, being a bag chaser, is it worth your reputation, your dignity, the integrity of your union between your significant other, real or fake? Is it worth it? And she gets it. You heard it. She said, Tasha K, I understand what you're saying. If you understand what she is saying, that means you acknowledge that you have something to change for the better. What are you going to change? If you agree and understand what she's talking about, Tasha K pinned, the only way she pinned her against the wall was with you don't move like a married woman. Micca knows that. She knows it, and she can't say that ain't true. All she can do is sit there. You're right. That's part of her game. She can't present married because it may hinder some of her business opportunities when she's dealing with single men that's trying to sniff after her. Done and done.
Most of them, and sales and beta orbiters. You got to understand the clientele. All right, she got a product to sell.
And it's easy. See that? Beta, ninjas stricken with the thirst. They can see that ring, but as long as she don't talk about their husband, that thirst will have them thinking there's always a chance to get some.
Yeah, and all they have to do is slide into her DMs or show that that you have a little bit of money or whatever. She's an opportunist, and that's what opportunists do. But this is the first time that she has acknowledged any sort of truth by her acknowledging what Tasha K said about the way that she's moving is not what the behavior of a wife. This is the first time she's actually told the truth, that she acknowledged that or whatever. And that's important. Tasha K is looking into her character and how she's moving and calling it out. And shout out to her for her journalism, because she can't skate around all these answers, you guys, and she continues to do so. So now Tasha K is, putting light to that ass or whatever, and making her speak up and show some sort of accountability. This is what we're talking about. Your behavior has already brought you here. Just be accountable for the part that you played in this, because you indeed played a part.
But my initial point still stands. As long as my husband knows my business dealings, my husband knows who I'm talking to, my husband has either talked to or met anybody that I deal with. So with that being said, that's the only person that I'm accountable to.
Very true. Okay. And I'm going through your pictures and your videos, and I do this for a living. Anton only likes your full body pictures. He doesn't like your content. I'm going through it. Did you notice that?
I don't know, because I don't go through my pictures.
Now don't call him and tell him to go like the content now. Like, hey,
I'm not calling Anton to tell him anything.
He only likes your full bodies. He's not liking the pop culture Micca. It's only
You're talking to Anton on Wednesday. You'll have to talk to him about that.
I'm talking to him. Yeah. I'm looking at him. He only liking you, and but it's all good. Do you think Anton's attracted to you?
From what I can see, I'm not going to say that he doesn't find me attractive. I'm sure people have eyeballs. But again, that has nothing to do with our relationship. It has been strictly professional. So what he may or may not find has nothing to do with anything.
Do you think that if you and Anton were not married, would you date him? Is he dateable? Is he your type?
It's not. It will never be whether it's married or not, because this is a professional relationship. So that doesn't even cross my mind.
Okay. All right.
And on top of that, I am married. I'm fine where I am.
Oh, she finally said it.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
All right. Finally, after Tasha asking these wild ass questions, she finally said, Tasha, I am married. This is inappropriate. Why are you asking me these questions and I'm married, Tasha? So here we are. She finally put her foot down. Like, damn it, Tasha, stop it.
I'm so over this. Tasha said, do you think Anton is attracted to you? Micca, the only acceptable answer is yes, Tasha, he is. How do we know? There's too many clips of him openly flirting with you on camera, saying things, giving you compliments. Men ain't giving compliments about your body and stuff without their mind going to a specific place. And again, I have to imagine that Mr. X and I give a good example on how to present yourself. Don't be up here all talking all sexual like that. For what? Where are you trying to trend towards? So Micca, say to tell the truth and shame the devil and respect your husband. Say yes, he does want to hunch on me, but I won't let him because I love my husband.
Yeah, acknowledge what we all know. We've heard it with his own mouth saying all the things that he thought she was attractive. You know, he was complimenting her body or whatever. So as a woman, you just know these things. And it's okay to acknowledge, like she said, we're not blind here, but the fact that she's not even acknowledging it, it just goes to show that she's going to continue to put herself in these situations because she's not learning what men think. She's not acknowledging the fact that she is a beautiful woman and what men may think of her. And she's going to continue to continue with this whole entire cycle if she does not learn from her mistakes. She played a role in it. She knew exactly what was going on and she allowed it to happen. And that's what she needs to acknowledge. So Tasha K is getting to her slowly but surely, but hopefully by the end she acknowledges her role and the things that she did to allow this man to come into her life. And she's lying about the fact that they never did anything that was unprofessional. Being in that hotel with that man was completely unprofessional and had nothing to do with business. I'm sorry, even if you guys had 2 rooms, why were you guys even in the hotel room in his city in the first place? So it's not like he needs a room and you need a room. No, y'all had 1 room and you were in that room together. And by no means should any wife be in a room with another man. And I'm sure her husband didn't know about that until it was too late.
Okay.
I'm very well taken care of.
Okay, all right. The husband is giving white though. I don't know.
My husband is not white.
Okay. Is he black?
My husband is African.
Okay. All right, cool. Does he live here?
In America, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you didn't marry him for papers?
No. My husband is from America. My husband is American.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. All right. Well, listen, Micca, anything else you want to?
This is wild as hell. Is your husband white? He is not. Is he black? Indigenous. What's that? African. Where from? Nigeria, somewhere. Why you worried? He black. He's American.
Do we need papers? He had walking papers. Is his feet ashy? They're well moisturized. Shout out to Tasha K, man. At the end of all her interviews, from what I've seen, Tasha always just at the end, she just starts throwing them at you. Wop, wop, wop. Huh? And it works. Shout out to Tasha K, man. This is journalism. This is how you do it. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, okay, so we found out that she has a green card, Bay, and he's from Africa. But what she might want to make sure that she understands is that them African men don't play about their wives and stuff like that. They sometimes, will go a little hard or whatever, put his hands on you or stuff, especially for this level of disrespect. So she might want to be careful as far as that goes, because not everybody's playing. She's kind of playing a dangerous game dealing with that. I don't know what country he's from or whatever, but she might want to watch out. This level of embarrassment is not good, and that can trigger something to happen at any time. So be careful out here joking and playing with people, because not everybody's playing at the end of the day.
leave with? I mean, you asked for this interview. I didn't even ask for it. So, I'm not gonna let you just get up here and just be pretty and look in people's eyes and gaze them like you do people's husbands. You're not doing that today on my platform, okay? You pretty little thing, you. So, anything you want to leave the viewers with?
Yes. Well, my team did reach out
Yes.
because I felt we felt also that it was a need to make sure there were no misconceptions. Again, I understand how people may feel, understand how people may put things together or whatever they may be, thinking and perceive. But the point of me even doing this interview is to actually set the record straight that I am not. I have not ever been propositioned, and I've never even thought about that with Anton. Anton has been more of a role model for me, especially coming into YouTube, where I did not understand the platform. So what I would like to say to your audience, yes, you may see all of these different content creators put out different things, but again, nobody really knows me. They know Anton and whatever they might know about Anton. I employ them to go and actually look at my content, whether you agree with my stances or not, but look at what I am doing, what I have done before Anton, and really judge that for yourself versus a third party content creator that just wants clicks and views.
Okay. Do you know Alvin Gray, the filmmaker?
Absolutely. From Baltimore.
Okay.
He's a
All
very,
right, great.
very cool guy.
No problem. He know your husband?
Yes, he's met my husband.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna call Alvin. He's a good friend of mine. Okay, cool. All right. Well, listen, and I'll set the record straight. I apologize if maybe this interview was a little heated, but I take every single approach, every single thought process and standpoint, and I'm gonna hit you from every angle. You held your ground.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you having me on your platform.
Tasha said, okay, you know him? Yeah, I know him. He know my husband. Tasha said, thank you. I know him. That's my guy. He about to tell me all the tea. And then she got Anton. So she finally released this. Hopefully she released the video she did with Anton as well. I guess him and his wife pulled up after this. So I'm sure she'll probably release it here in the next week. And now Tasha K says she's mad, apparently. She wants to do another interview with Anton because she feel like he lied to her. Because she wasn't aware, like you say. A lot of these folks don't know Anton. They know the viral moments. A lot of people don't know Anton used to be down in the mud with little content creators like all of us. And he has a past. And a lot of people start digging, like y'all know. We ain't the investigators, but shout out to everybody that's been doing the videos. And people like, oh, I didn't know all this. Well, most of us knew. All right, we didn't know initially, but a lot of us known this stuff for years. A lot of these videos people dug up is like, yeah, it's been there the whole time. But now folks is like, oh.
That ought to be very interesting. Oh my goodness. That's the interview I want to see, especially with Tasha K, because she ain't gonna beat around no bush. I want to see Anton and his wife up here, and Tasha gonna ask them the questions. What kind of arrangement y'all got? And yes, we're gonna get some real answers because I believe they got understanding, and Anton is leading the way. And I don't think Anton is wicked and whatever unlikable as he is. I don't think he's doing that wrong if his wife agrees with it and Micca agreed with it. Again, it's this mysterious husband that's looking real down bad, but we shall see. I can't wait to see that interview.
Yeah, I would say for Tasha, if she does do another interview, I would say you need to come with that husband of yours. That's the only way, because she's not taking, like I said, she's not taking any accountability. And towards the end, she started kind of opening up and just kind of admitting to some things. But this did nothing for her character. It actually made things worse because she wasn't being upfront and honest about a lot of things and still in denial, which is most unfortunate, because you're never going to learn and you're never going to grow if you don't acknowledge the inevitable. So I would say that for Tasha K. Definitely want to see Anton's interview and just see how this all unfolds, even though we already know that, the type of time that they're both on. She's just not acknowledging it. And she's not taking any accountability for her role in it, because Anton definitely played a part, but you fed into it and you were looking at the money and the limelight or whatever and compromised your own integrity in the process, which probably affected your marriage and your relationships and how people even view you. So those types of things matter, especially when you're talking about starting a channel and having other women listen to you. Now your character is in question at this point.
And that's kind of thing, though. Her audience is not women, as so many other, these female content creators. It's majority men. There are majority men. Women ain't watching her and rocking with her. It's the men. That's her audience. That's why she don't want to let y'all know she's married. It's just gonna mess up her thing. So it's all business. Everything goes hand in hand.
And like you said earlier, Mr. X, she can't sell this product then. You married. If you are appealing to men's lower nature, that's what it is. They ain't worried about your political views. Then marriage and appealing to strange men's lower nature, technical foul.
But yeah, if they believe you single and they got a shot because they think that they are more of a man than Anton, like if you let, what they say on the wood, you let Ronnie hit, what's the dude name? You let Tony hit, what was the dude? Bobby? You let Bobby hit? Hell, what was his name?
Yeah, I think it was Tony or something. I was actually just watching The Wood the other day. I forgot. But yeah, he called her.
That's how ninjas think. Like,
right.
You let him beat? Oh, I know I can get the coup de cotta.
Big facts. Yes, that's because men ain't delusional like that. We call it like it is. We can see a brother and be like, all right, that ninja, he's him. He got it. He got his stuff together. And yeah, but we also see like, man, he done gave this brother the goods. I know I can get him or I don't want him. If you didn't let him out, I don't even want it. That's a real thought, sisters. I know some of y'all don't want to believe that. Oh, y'all didn't hit anything. That ain't exactly true for the men y'all claim y'all desire. But yeah, Dusty gas station nug, he don't care. He hunch on anything.
Right. Yeah. And this is why it's important to have men in your life, because sometimes, as women, we may not see things right away. But if you have a man that kind of laces you up and let you know exactly what it is, because men can see things from a mile away. There is no way that if her husband knew all that was going on, he already knew his angle. He knows his wife and what she's working with or whatever. And is very aware of that. So I'm not sure why he didn't give her the game or whatever, but it's unfortunate. But that's why we need men. Sometimes we don't always see things, and they can point out sometimes things that aren't so obvious to us, and just kind of put us up on game, just so that we're careful moving around in this wonky world.
And there you go. And like we've been on the record saying before, as we reviewed this, or at least I don't think Anton smashed. Did he want to and still want to? Absolutely. But, she need to just stop being naive. But I don't, what was his thoughts wasn't her thoughts, maybe.
I share that sentiment. I believe I said it first. I don't think Anton has the ability. Yeah, I don't think Micca could be persuaded to give Anton no cheeks. That brother's cringe when he be trying to be cool and stuff. I hate it. However, I do believe he wants us to believe that he did. See, that's why I get a little triggered with, folks keeping his name afloat that don't like him all like that. Y'all, the allegations that he done hit these cheeks, that was his win. He ain't hit nothing, but he wanted it to appear that way because it makes him look like a big macho man.
That part. So for that, we're going to send Micca to Glaze Galaxy.
Who glaze away, Micca?
We got us the gun line.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
We may not know which way to go. Oh Lord, see, this shit is gonna be dangerous. Some dark-winged duck shit. Let's get dangerous. I play the fool for the fool. Everybody plays the fool sometime, and no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, you hear me? I played the fool for a fool.
Shout out to the SBC detectives. Y'all be killing me with y'all comments. He definitely smashed. She took her shopping. Yeah, I don't see how those dots connect. Like, just because somebody took somebody shopping don't mean they smash. Shit, this ninjas out here buying cars that they ain't beating. Listen, what do they say? Money can't unlame you. It can't. You could, yeah, woman go, they got to acknowledge, oh, you got yourself together, but man,
Well,
yeah,
this goes back kind of like that conversation we was having earlier with the Isaiah brother, when all the women were on the panel and they were getting triggered by stuff. But we must understand all men ain't equal. We could sit here and say just because a man buy a woman something don't guarantee kuda kata. That's insane. You know, it depends on the man. People getting out finesse out they draws out here. So yeah, them dots don't necessarily connect
at all. But I understand. I understand the thinking, but no, don't give that brother so much credit.
There you go. For you, we talk about personalizing stuff as well. Like you said, you could be like, I ain't never. But like you say, acknowledge Anton who he is.
Stop giving him so much credit. He ain't, shout out to the folks that can't stand that brother. Y'all can't stand him. Oh, he clapping cheeks. Huh? Y'all really think he got it like that? I don't think he can do it.
I think Anton's the type where he has to beg for it. Like he's probably begging her to eat it or even smell it or whatever. That's the kind of vibes that he gives off. So he definitely is in that category. So whether it happened or not, he was definitely begging to get close to it in some way, shape, or form. So
I believe that. Yeah, he threw a little hint. I can't believe that. We're gonna do SBC after dark this evening. But yeah, he definitely was saying some things, pleading his case.
That's it. Got the fortune and fame and to write their own narrative. I see that a lot up here on YouTube anymore. Like you say, we ain't necessarily in the beef sector getting into all that, but I've seen several creators up here. Late bloomers. Some of these guys is 40, 50, 60 years old, finally blooming, finally getting some success, and they living their life, granted. But yeah, some folks did that young in their 20s, and some folks is doing it in their 40s and 50s.
There you go. I like the analogy. It's like, Pee Wee sports. Some brothers been getting practiced and took their lumps when you were supposed to, middle school, high school, dealing with young ladies. But by the time you get college age, young man, you need to have a lot of those lumps and hard lessons behind you, man. Yeah, being a late bloomer ain't necessarily a bad thing. Just don't be a late bloomer around hyenas. They are going to exploit you. They're going to use you and abuse you. But yeah, shout out to the late bloomers, man. Don't let these hyenas shame you just because you ain't got 11 bodies about time you 18. Yeah, this ain't that either now. But definitely get you some daggone experience. Get out there and experience something.
There you go. Yeah! Boom, so here we are, folks. We done made it through. We talking men lie, women lie, everybody lying, game over.